Hello, everybody. Welcome to Big Sky, Montana International Airport. This is a brand new airport, so I will go ahead and go over everything with the airport before we get going here, just because I don't want to have anybody be confused, because obviously it's a brand new deal and everything here is new. So let me just go ahead and go through everything and explain everything as we go. So starting over here with Terminal A, which is the main domestic terminal for larger narrow bodies, and there's a couple international flights that come in and out of here. But starting at Gate A1, we have a Delta A321 going to be headed out to Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson. He pulled in from LaGuardia, but Delta has a couple routes that they like to do, so he's going to be heading out to Hartsfield, Jackson. He came in from LaGuardia this morning. Next over here, we have a Delta 717. He operates the twice daily route from Minneapolis, St. Paul. He'll be coming from Minneapolis, which he came from, and he's going to be headed back out there in a couple hours, give or take. He's just getting passengers deboarded and deplaned and getting luggage loaded on for the next flight. A smaller plane over here. This does serve as a Delta target city, so there is a couple flights from here to smaller places. This is a Delta 701, ERJ 701, operates a weird sort of leg. They do Salt Lake City to here, to Boise back, and then to Salt Lake City. So he just got here from Salt Lake City. He's going to be headed out to Boise, Idaho on the third leg of that, or the second leg of that flight, operated by Endeavor Air. Over here, empty gate, A4, pretty empty, but a Breeze E190 is coming in. He's coming in from Providence, Rhode Island. Yeah, I don't know why they flew a 190 on a 4-hour flight, but it's just something they do because they don't have the A220 capacity to fly them out to this airport. Because yes, it's a big airport, but it's not such a big airport where they're going to be flying their biggest fleet aircrafts here. So they're just going to stick with the 190, 195s for now. And that'll just go until they retire them in 2026. But he's coming in from Providence, and he's going to be headed out to Charleston, South Carolina, once he pulls into the gate. Over here is probably the smallest international route that this airport has. It's a Saab 240? It's a Saab 340B, operated by WestJet, operating on the leg that is once a day to Calgary. So he'll be headed out to Calgary. He came in from there. They pretty much come in the morning, sit for the whole day, and then depart in the evening. So that's where he'll be going. And somehow they got a jet bridge hooked up to it. But he has a very small gate, and this is a route that's been coming to the old Big Sky Airport for a while. They moved to the new one, the big airport, because it's just better off that way. So since they did that, they gave the Saab 340 a special sort of gate sizing, as you can probably see. Tucked away in the corner, unfortunately, there's not really a big United presence at this airport, but there is a 757-200 that likes to come in twice daily from Denver. He came in from Denver, but he's going not. Oh my gosh. He's going to be headed out to Newark, New Jersey in the New York metropolitan area. So he'll be headed out there once he's all loaded up and stuff. And that's just the route that they do from here. So yeah, he's going to be going sooner than later. Moving on to the cargo terminal, which is a very small part of the airport. It's a FedEx cargo terminal. There's a FedEx 757-200. He comes in from Memphis once a day. He's going to be headed back out to Memphis later tonight. There's really nothing much to it. But yeah, that's just the terminal back there, the cargo terminal. Coming down here, Spirit's only gate here. Spirit, a A320neo, operates 2 times daily here. Going to be headed out to Las Vegas, Nevada. He came in from Las Vegas. It's just a route they normally do. Las Vegas. They love Las Vegas. This is Terminal B, by the way. Really, it's a concourse because you have to go by underground train to get there. But yeah, it's typically a pretty small footprint at the airport. But that's an A320neo for Spirit going out to Vegas. Over here we have at gate B2, we have a Alaska Airways Embraer 175. Just getting all loaded up, and, well, not getting loaded up anymore because he's getting pushed back now. He's going to be headed out to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport in Seattle, Washington. Alaska's pretty much hub, and that's where he's going. So, but this airport is, however, a hub, and you'll see that in a second here. B3, a Q400. So for the sake of this airport, the Q400 isn't retired, but it is retired on most routes. However, this is a very short route that they like to fly. They fly from here to Billings or Bozeman. Typically, they fly to Bozeman, Yellowstone, which is like an hour flight, 45 minutes. They fly that on a Q400 just to connect people from the big airport, because obviously you have all these large aircraft coming in, and they don't really have those big aircraft coming in at Bozeman. So because of that, the Q400 does little hopper flights 3 times a day, 4 times a day. Depends on which day of the week. Weekends is normally 4 times a day. But for the sake of this video, they're not retired. But he'll be headed out to Bozeman, Yellowstone, I believe it is. And he came in from Billings. But he'll be doing some more flights a lot today. B4, the only really international gate at this terminal or concourse, just because Air Canada only operates narrow bodies here, so they fly narrow bodies out here, and they own a gate here. But anyways, it's an Air Canada CRJ 900 going to be headed out to Vancouver. I think that's YYZ. No, that might be Toronto. I don't know. But he does that once a day, in from Vancouver out to Vancouver. And yes, for the rest of the airport, well, for the rest of this concourse, there's really nothing. B5 and B6 are pretty vacant. They've been vacant for a while, but they do have planes coming in eventually. A Frontier plane, or Frontier made a deal to buy one of these gates, and so did Allegiant. So we'll see how that actually unfolds. But for now, they're just vacant gates. They can be used by anybody, but they're set to be bought by airlines in 2026 into 2027. Might as well come up to the military section. We have a 171st Pennsylvania Air National Guard KC-135R Stratotanker. So a lot of you probably ask, why is a Pennsylvania Air National Guard plane in Montana? Well, let me just break this down for you. There's a fighter wing stationed out of this airport. The 522nd Fighter Wing is out of Big Sky, Montana International. It's a fictional group. It's a fictional fighter wing. Don't worry. They're not real. But they do fly F-22s. And pretty often the 171st or any refueling wing sends a plane out here to be stationed up here. And for this month, into the next month, it is going to be Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Air National Guard and the 171st refueling wing. But today, they marked the day of coming in. He came in today from Pittsburgh International Airport because that is where the 171st is based out of. But for now, he's just sitting at the gate doing his own thing. But tomorrow, he'll be doing some training drills, refueling the 522nd, I think I said. Yeah, 522nd. But he'll be doing that stuff. So there's one F-22 for the 522nd Fighter Wing, which is based out of this airport. There's one of the F-22s parked, and then the other two, well, there is 4, but one of them's in maintenance. But these ones are just going to go head out to the runway and then take off and probably do some maneuvers in the mountainous area. And also, on military news, the 522nd has a chance to merge with the F-22 bases in the area, so they may not be the 522nd forever, so we shall see. Terminal C, the biggest terminal in names of international flights, in a wide-body gate. There's one wide-body that flies in this airport. It's the Eastern 777-200ER. Oh, no, the stair fell over. Oops. Well, that didn't happen. You guys didn't see any of that. But regardless, What that plane does is he flies on charters, private, and a couple commercial routes weekly. Today, that commercial route just happens to be out to Punta Cana. That's C1, by the way. And then over here is the American Eagle section. There will be more American Airlines presence in this airport. They just haven't announced anything, and they only want to fly the little Embraers in. So for the moment, there's an ERJ 145 pushing back, getting held up by these F-22s they're taxiing. But he's going to be headed out to Seattle, Washington as well. Why are you saying that he would go out to Seattle, Washington, you may ask? Well, American Airlines has a target city in this airport, meaning that they do some routes from here, and they connect that plane to Seattle just to do some competition with Alaska and Delta and all that fun stuff. Next, we have an Embraer 175 for American Eagle, operated by none other than Republic Airways. No, that's Envoy Air, pardon me. And he's going to be headed out to Dallas-Fort Worth. It's about a 3-hour flight on that little plane. Good luck. But, yeah, it's just one of the main routes they do once a day, twice a day. Both of those are pretty frequent routes. Southwest, 737-800 in the Freedom 1 livery at gate C4 over here. He's going to be doing the usual, out to Hollywood, Burbank. Or wait, yeah, wait, I'm trying to think, is that Fort, no, that might be Fort Lauderdale. Just for the sake of this, we're going to say he's going out to Chicago Midway, which is going to be one of the twice daily routes that they do here, connecting the airport with Chicago. And last, but certainly not least, at C5, we have an A220-300, which is one of the JetBlue's longer range planes, which means he's going out to Boston Logan. He came in from Boston Logan this morning, and he will be making the turn out to Boston Logan. And there's a little fire station over here for anything that happens. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the airport, folks. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Airport Update 1 of Big Sky, Montana International. Thanks, guys.